Good evening, my rebels. Welcome back to day two of the 20 days of Facebook Lives here in Rebel Coaching. Intentionally this evening, I'm hoping that I'm catching you on your commute home. You may have got home already, but you can listen to this on replay a little bit later. So what I wanted to do this evening is, I don't want to waste a minute, I want to dive straight in this evening and talk a little bit about our authenticity, to give that some food for thought. And before I dive in, I just wanted to say I'm going to give you some kind of reflective questions a little bit later, really to mull over with your glass of wine, and a short exercise you can do as well, just to think about how you are showing up at the moment. And when I say that, I mean how you're showing up in the corporate world and how you'd like to show up in the future. So with that in mind, have you ever thought about how you are showing up every day in your corporate job? And does it feel like a huge grind? It did for me. And I wonder with that if there's a little bit of fakery creeping in about you. There was for me, for sure. Now, here's the thing, and I was thinking this about a little bit earlier, and I've come up with a little bit of a clothing metaphor that's going on this evening. So I'm just wondering, when you're in corporate world, does it feel like you're wearing a comfy jumper? Or if you've got your favourite PJs on? Or when you go into your corporate job, it feels like you're something's a little bit tight-fitting, maybe uncomfortable, maybe something's a bit misshaped, or it's not on vogue for you, if you get my drift. So have you ever considered whether you're wearing a mask when you go into your corporate job, and if you're taking on a different persona to the person at home? And it's kind of almost like laying out your corporate uniform each evening, and each Sunday evening as well. And I don't know about you, but it certainly did for me. It felt really icky. And maybe as you're listening to this now, it's kind of making you kind of smirk with that fakery. Now, having made the break myself, which actually is coming up to 3 years in July, it's gone really quickly, it occurred to me many, many, many times, hundreds of times, whether I was acting out how I thought I should be in that corporate life that I had. Now, was I acting out how I wanted others to see me or perceive me? And it's really crazy, total craziness when I think about it now. And that mindset madness was on a continual rampage, to be honest. It was super tricky to maintain. I guess that might feel the same for you. And you now might be at a crossroads where you're thinking, I just want to strip off that mask and be my true self. And it's something that we can be really curious and playful with when you guys are considering and planning your kind of escape, your exit strategy from corporate world, and actually starting with the way that we show up and how we so want to be different in the future. And I'm sure, as I found, it will come as an immense relief when you strip that mask off. And I do look back and I do reflect and think, was I being my authentic self in my corporate role? Was I really being Nick? Or was I playing out a sort of a different character in a bit like a soap opera, a corporate drama? And really, was I standing my true power as me to be able to make a difference and add value to the business that I was in? So a real great short exercise that you can do, and if you're on the way home now, grab a pen, grab your diary, grab something to write on, or whether you're watching this back on replay, and just take a couple of minutes to maybe take a piece of paper and draw a line halfway down the page and actually, take a view on how am I showing up now? How do I show up in my day-to-day role? And then on the other side of the page, just take a view, well, how am I actually, if I wasn't wearing that mask, how would I show up? What would I be like? And that's really the beginning to kind of start unleashing your inner rebel and to be your kind of true, authentic self at your core. So I've got some thoughts for you. I'd like to call them my sort of pre-dinner musings that you can think about over a glass of wine this evening. And these are, How will you play into how you are at your core? How are you really owning your true awesomeness? Because you may not be doing that now in your day-to-day corporate life. How can you be the rebel that you truly want to be? And how are you going to show up as the real you? And what are you holding on to and procrastinating about at the moment? Another question I came up with, which I thought was really key, is how can you show yourself that self-love now and permission to start showing up as you, as part of your corporate day-to-day life now? So it's not something that you wait for, but it's something that you can start to do and start to begin to do now. So I really want to see that other side of you. Do what makes you feel good, that really gets you geared up, ready, and really excited about life beyond corporate. So as you're coming home today, it's kind of quite curious to think about, well, who was I today? How was I showing up? What hat was I wearing? So from tomorrow, be that new version of you. Take off that mask and begin the big reveal. That's it for me this evening on authenticity. But tune in tomorrow, a slightly earlier time of 7:30. Crikey, it sounds really early. It does. It didn't seem early in my commuter days, and probably doesn't feel like that for you tomorrow. But I'm going to be multitasking too, so by 8 o'clock I need to be somewhere else for some counselling supervision. But tomorrow I am going to be talking about excuses. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Why we can't do things, why we can't step out of the corporate world, why now isn't the right time, what might be our fears, our trepidation, all those excuses we make up about why we can't do it, why we can't break now and start planning. So I'm going to be giving you some helpful tips to shift you from keeping you stuck with those excuses to taking action. So that's it for me this evening. Have a great Tuesday evening, and tune in tomorrow and join me at 7:30 tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye for now.